Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. If it is your first time stopping by, hi, my name is Sarah and you are watching for Cleaning Out Loud. Today is a very much needed and a very long overdue whole house clean with me. So if you are lacking motivation and you need a little help in getting up and getting started, I have got you. This video will definitely give you the kick up that bottom that you needed. Unfortunately, we are in the season of bugs and viruses, so I won't be getting into my teenager's bedroom because he is currently home poorly with, you guessed it, another sickness bug. I mean, you just couldn't make this up. I am starting at the top of the house. So I am doing the bedrooms, the bathroom, working my way downstairs. I believe I do the toilet and the porch and the hallway, and then into the living room and finish with the kitchen. Now, the kitchen is the main area in the house that needs a deeper clean. So we will be spending a bit more time in there. Now, thankfully, these bedrooms, I actually did the deep clean last week. So all I am doing is coming in and making the beds, uh, doing a quick hoover, and just doing, a mother's touch. Now, the boys have been doing so well with keeping on top of their bedrooms. I am a mum that pays pocket money for chores, and part of their pocket money is that they keep their bedroom tidy. Now, I know this can be quite controversial, but this is what works for my family and takes the load off me. And I would far rather pay my kids to do it than pay a cleaner to come in and do it. Is it really a family home if there isn't 1,000 towels lying around? Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, I have had to blur out my son's, I think it's Iron Man. It's an Iron Man mechanical hand with fingers. So you can imagine what my son has done, what position the fingers are in, and I very nearly missed it. So if you ever do see it, please let me know so I can go back and edit it out, because we are a child friendly channel and we like to keep things PG, but I have a son with a very different sense of humor. Okay, so the bedrooms are done. We are moving into the bathroom, which actually isn't that bad. And then we shall be heading downstairs. But I've done enough talking at you. I am going to play you a song and I will jump back on, as we do have a few things to chat about today. We've got a lot of catching up to do, put it that way.
What's happening inside? But I need to speak my mind.
So I have two life updates. One is positive, and one didn't start out as positive but ended positively. So the first one, the positive one, is do you guys remember a couple of months ago, well, probably 3 or 4 months ago, I told you guys that I unfortunately wasn't monetized anymore. Now, this was solely down to me. It was my fault. When you become monetized, YouTube needs you to prove who you are. So you need to prove your identity. Now, I haven't had a passport since I was about 16, and I haven't had a driver's license, provisional in my case, since I was about 20. So I had no up to date way of proving who I am. Now, in in the UK, you can prove who you are by using your birth certificate and your marriage certificate, etc. So I've never had to update any of these other, photo IDs, I guess they're called. Now, I didn't know this. I wasn't aware that there was a time crunch on proving who I was. So I kind of just took a backseat and didn't really do anything about it, thinking that, I can prove who I am. I have a national insurance number, I have a birth certificate, I have a marriage certificate, and all that jazz. To come to find out, actually, I do need a valid photo ID. Now, what made it long and stretched out is, like I said, I haven't had any valid ID since I was in my 20s. And in that time, I had got married. So it wasn't straightforward because not only did I have to prove um, I am who I am for a passport, I also had to prove that I had got married, so I needed to do a name change as well. And it was just all these hoops that I had to jump through, so it wasn't a straightforward thing. And it was months in the making. Well, I am happy to announce that I think as of last week, I am officially monetized again, which is amazing, and a huge stress taken off of me. And it's done. It's done. So yeah, I am happy about that. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is something that you guys, if you've been around from the beginning, you probably would have noticed that over the last, let's say, 8 weeks, I just I haven't been myself. I've tried really hard to show up, um, but it's been a struggle. I've tried hard to mask my emotions and be happy and cheerful and all the things that definitely I was not feeling inside. Now, a couple of times I did touch on that I was feeling anxious, and the reasons that I gave you guys were valid. They were still, real. But there was a big reason as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and I can talk about it now because we are on the other side of it. Bear with me because it is all still a bit of a blur. But I'll try my best to um I'll try my best to tell you the story. So do you guys remember um my husband was really, really poorly with a sickness bug. Well, that sickness bug actually turned out to be severe food poisoning. Um, my husband is on a huge health journey. health and fitness journey. So he has a different diet to me and the kids, which is why he ended up getting severely ill and we didn't. Although there was also another sickness bug virus in the house. So I think he probably had severe food poisoning and a touch of our sickness bug all at the same time. Super unlucky, super unfortunate. Now, he had this for over a week to the point where he went to the doctors and the doctors did a sample of his yeah, did a sample, and that's how we found out that it was in fact quite a severe strain of food poisoning. He got better, everything was fine, but he did need to have some blood tests done, I think it was. So he had some blood tests, and the blood test came back that he was very anemic. I will say that the doctor that delivered these results over the phone, by the way, it was over the phone, wasn't our local doctor. He wasn't our usual doctor. I don't know whether it was a visiting doctor or whether he's a new doctor. Who knows? Who knows at this point? He phones my husband and he's like, "Yes, you've got you're anemic," and basically launched into this huge scare of one of the main cause for you to be anemic is, I think it was bowel cancer. Um and really scared my husband. Now my husband is the most chilled, logical, realistic person I've ever met, and nothing really phases him. Like he thinks logically, but the way this doctor was, you know, this doctor really scared him, to the point that I got a phone call from my husband after this phone call, and he was freaking out, rightly so. But I understand that doctors have to be. This doctor had to be, it's slightly realistic, but where was his bedside manner? It was almost as though there was no probabilities, but it was more of a certainty. And I cannot believe how this whole thing was handled. So, of course, my husband did another sample and sent it off to the labs straight away. And then in hindsight, there was I was speaking to my husband afterwards and saying, does he realize that you had quite severe food poisoning and that probably you being anemic stems from that, and the fact that you had these blood tests done so close to pretty much just after having food poisoning? So I'm not even sure whether that was explored. um yeah. So the whole thing was super scary, and then, of course, you have to wait 3 weeks for the results, or up to 3 weeks for the results. I cannot explain how the feelings that you go through when you have to reevaluate your future. Well, you don't have to reevaluate, but you're kind of forced to start looking at how things might plan out. Um, and I tell you what, it has given me a bigger appreciation of my husband and my marriage. It kind of snaps you out of all the petty little grievances that you have with your partner. And you kind of get over it pretty quickly because you realize actually, I would far rather be peed at you for leaving your shoes in the middle of the porch for me to trip over. I would rather you left your dirty clothes all over the bedroom floor, or all them, or I would rather nag you to do one job in the house that I've been nagging you for 2 years, or in my case 5 years. I would rather just get over all of that than actually not have you here to, if you get what I mean. So it definitely was a huge wake up call. Um, if we're gonna look at blessings in disguise. um, yeah, so we got to over 3 weeks, still hadn't had a letter for with the results, still hadn't had a phone call, we hadn't had anything, and I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. You need to phone the doctors. They cannot drag this out any more than it's been dragged out. So my husband got on the phone then and there. I kid you not. I was so angry. The receptionist for the doctors goes, "Oh, everything, everything's good. Everything's fine. You're fine." The results came back negative. And I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And she says, "Yeah, no, we don't let you know. If you don't receive a text or a phone call from us, then everything's fine." I was so angry, but so relieved. Of course I was relieved, but so angry that, they could have got the results back within a week. This could have been over and done with had they let us know the results, positive or negative, within a week. And all this worry and built up anxiety, and I was having full blown panic attacks. It wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. All of that could have been nipped in the bud had you had the courtesy to send us a text message about a very serious test result, you know. So that is where I've been in life. That is why I have been a bit, checked out. Um, all is good, all is okay. And just as I'm talking to you guys, that was a message from my husband. It's like he knows I'm talking about him. Um, so yeah, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're all in full health apart from my teenage son who has a sickness bug. Although I will say he has a sickness bug, but I don't know if it's, a sickness bug or it's a I just don't want to go to school bug. But we will find out. Time will tell.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby. The town is getting closer. Come near before it's over. We shine like supernovas. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm.
How are we all doing, guys? How is everybody? Question, and this is a stereotypically British thing to say. What's the weather like where you are? I live in the furthest of the south you can go, so I pretty much live on the coastline, and it is freezing. Now, I know up north you guys have got snow already. Jealous. Um, it's only ever really worth a decent winter if you have snow, in my opinion. But we rarely get snow. In fact, I don't think we've had snow for probably over 5 years at this point. But it was so cold the other morning. I think it was 15 degrees in the house. And I caved and I had to put the heating on for an hour. But I am very proud to say it's not been on since. I am a believer of if you can put a jumper on and wrap up warm, and get warm that way, then there is no point in putting the heating on. But I'm afraid we are coming into that season. Now, don't get me wrong, I much prefer the winter over the summer. But what I don't prefer is the rain. I don't mind rain every now and then, but at the moment it seems to be raining every day, all day, and it's just boring. It just gets boring.
You were always on the run when I found you. You were mine, but not for long. Did I drown you?
I have been talking to you guys for that long today that unfortunately my mic has run out of battery. So I do apologise for the difference in the sound quality. But it is sadly time to say goodbye. I hope that you have got at least enough motivation to get up and get those jobs done that you have been avoiding and just cannot be bothered to do. I also hope that I've explained to you a little bit, why I've been missing in action, but not necessarily missing in action, more why I've been checked out. Also, for my OG friends, I promise I am making it my priority over the next week to catch up with your videos. I am so far behind. I do still love you guys and I love your content, and I promise I will check in with you all. But hopefully, after explaining to you today, where I've been, what's been going on, that you understand. But I'm back. I am back. I'm back with a new spark of passion. I love doing YouTube. It is my creative output. It's how it's you guys are my therapists, you're my friends, you're my family, and I love you all dearly. I guess it's kind of that's the point that I'm trying to get at. Also, I am toying with the idea of changing my upload day. I have noticed that my viewers are dropping, and my YouTube analytics are telling me that, Saturday mornings aren't the best time. That's not really when the majority of you are online. So I will in the next few days, I will announce and let you guys know. But is there a specific evening during the week? I was thinking more a weekday. I know I have said that I'm going to start uploading twice a week again, but for the time being, just bear with me. I am toying with the idea of uploading maybe on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So let me know if there's a specific day, and I will, in the next week or so, just let you know the plans. So here we are. We've done it. A whole house bar one room because my son's bunking. Bar one room, the whole house, and it feels amazing, and I am looking forward to a super hot bath and chill for the evening. Love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will see you all next week. Much love.
My mind.